Listen, I do not think Sam Darnold is going to. I think he's graduated out of pumpkin mode. You asked me that on the call this morning, and it made me really think about it. I was like, I
Gord on the board?
Okay.
Sorry.
Too much. I know it's Thanksgiving season. Too much. This is such an idiot. I just read through.
Gord on the board.
Sorry.
However, I think Sean
for the bad
McVay
thing.
and that Rams defense, really the Rams defense, not McVay, could make him see some ghosts again.
Ooh. Wait. If he sees ghosts.
Again, it's temporary. No, 23-20, I just think here, again, I don't think it means like, oh no, now Darnold's about to melt down moving forward. But I think in this game, the Rams, because since Sam Darnold's been good the last 2 years, what is true is he's 0-2 against Detroit, he's 0-2 against the Rams, 0-1 against Tampa, and the only other team that's beaten him is San Francisco, 1-1 against San Francisco. And so I think really good teams that, and I know Detroit at the end of the year didn't have a good defense, but they did when they played them. Or they're still a really good team. They have, when you have been able to force Sam Darnold-led teams out of kind of what they're trying to do, he's had a little bit of trouble. I think the Rams are going to be able to do that. Again, I think I had Seattle atop the tiers.
Yeah.
And I think Darnold, I don't think Darnold, I do not feel about Darnold the way I feel about Daniel Jones. I think he's legitimately, for a year and a half now, been a really good quarterback. But I believe in the Rams this weekend in SoFi.
This is interesting because you had Seattle above at the top of the tiers. I didn't like that. And as I was looking at this game, though, I found myself feeling like Seattle's going to pull off. But I think it would be an upset. I think Darnold is going to play his first really good game against a great team, a top team. You got a lot to take away.
Yeah.
Because he don't only have Jackson Smith and Jigba. Cooper Kupp is there. You just added Rashid Shaheed. They have a lot of weapons. They run the ball okay, good enough. And so I actually think, I don't look at it so much as Darnold outplaying Stafford, but I think Darnold's going to play well. And I think Stafford's going to play well, but I don't think this is going to be like a 4-touchdown game where he just lights up the opposition. I like Seattle's defense. So I actually think Seattle will pull off this upset.
Wow. Yeah, so Seattle's riding, the 5th longest road win streak in NFL history. And if Sam Darnold goes there and loses this game and plays poorly, it's bad news. Because, again, like we talked about yesterday, this is another big moment for him. And if he can't perform in these big moments, we're back to where we were at the end of last year. And all that success, everybody's going to take a step back and say he's the same guy.
Can we please stop pretending that Sam Darnold hasn't performed well in big games against quality opponents? This is a false narrative that needs to end. Let's look at a major game against the Buccaneers. His stat line was impressive. 28 for 34, 341 yards, 10 yards per attempt, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception on a fluky play caused by a brilliant Todd Bowles blitz. He took 0 sacks, posted a 97.3 QBR, and a 135.4 passer rating. They lost that game due to a special teams disaster with Jalen Milroe, not because of Darnold. I took all of Sam Darnold's difficult games from 2024, the most important matchups against teams like the Texans, Packers, Rams, Bears, and divisional rivals like the Lions, including the playoff game. I intentionally left out the easier opponents. In those tough games, he was second in the NFL in total yards with 3,165, completed 65.8% of his passes, and threw 27 touchdowns to only 6 interceptions. For context, in a similar set of games, Jared Goff had 24 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Baker Mayfield had 28 and 11, and Josh Allen had 19 and 2. He was also top in the NFL in big-time throws, tied for second with 22. Josh Allen led with 27. So, I really don't understand what we're trying to invent here. Furthermore, let's talk about performing under pressure. In that same set of difficult games, he faced pressure on 183 dropbacks. The second most was 155, and he still managed a 106.8 passer rating, which ranked 6th in the league. If you project that pressure rate over a full season, he would have been pressured over 250 times, which would have been among the highest in the NFL. He was already under duress constantly. So yes, we can stop pretending Sam Darnold hasn't shown up. Did he have some rough games? Yes. He lost against the Rams and the Lions. So have many other elite quarterbacks. How did Patrick Mahomes look when he was constantly pressured by the Buffalo Bills or the Philadelphia Eagles? Not great. How about Justin Herbert against the Houston Texans in the playoffs under pressure? Not great either. Pressure impacts every quarterback. Yet, against his hardest slate of opponents, Darnold still threw 27 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. In just those difficult games alone, he had more passing touchdowns and yards than over half the league's quarterbacks, with a higher completion percentage and passer rating, all while facing an extreme amount of pressure. For perspective, Joe Burrow, who played behind one of the worst offensive lines, was pressured 248 times on 725 dropbacks. Darnold was pressured 183 times on 622 dropbacks in this specific sample, showing how often he was under fire. So even if the Seahawks lose this game and Darnold doesn't have his best performance, it's just one game. It doesn't confirm a false pattern. When he played the Rams last season, he did his job. 18 for 25, 240 yards, 9.6 yards per attempt, 2 touchdowns, and a 128.8 passer rating. The run game only managed 64 yards. And he had 2 uncalled face mask penalties, one in his own end zone. The Rams won because Matthew Stafford threw for 280 yards and 4 touchdowns. The loss wasn't on Darnold. I think this narrative is completely unfair. Sam Darnold is allowed to have a bad game, to struggle, or to lose, without it being a major indictment of his ability. He has consistently risen to the occasion and played great football. I'm incredibly excited for this game. These are 2 teams I believe in, with quarterbacks playing at a high level. They are both well-coached, execute brilliantly, and have great rosters with impact players on both offense and defense. This is a huge matchup. A Seahawks win with Stafford struggling doesn't condemn Stafford, just as a Rams win with Darnold struggling doesn't condemn Darnold. That's not how football works. We can discuss which team has benefited more from its schedule, but that's what makes this matchup so compelling. They've had similar seasons, beating lesser teams and trading wins and losses against tougher opponents. Now, it's time to see what they're truly made of. Show me what you got. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Los Angeles Rams? Will Sam Darnold see ghosts? Will he struggle? Is it pumpkin mode if he has a bad game? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree, let's get some discussions going. Let's get into some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. Please consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here and would love to have you be a part of it. I want to build something we all feel connected to and are really excited about. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as it really helps with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.